What's going on, everyone? Welcome to It's a Vibe Sports Talk. I am Waiver Wire Queen, and we got Quinton
What up? What up?
and we got Dave in the building.
Yes, sir.
You're in the right place if you love sports, especially football. Tonight, we're going to evaluate the NFC West, probably one of the strongest, if not the strongest, division in the NFC. You guys agree with that?
Yes.
I don't, because the NFC East is the best. No. It's got the Giants in that division. But before we jump into that, y'all hit the like button to make the YouTube algorithm go crazy. And game time. And let's jump right into it. So we're gonna start by evaluating the Seattle Seahawks. They had the best record in the NFC West with a 12-4 record during the 2020 season, which was great. I must admit, I wasn't expecting that, but you know what? You just never know in sports. So we're going to start with Quinton. So Quinton, what was the major issue with the Seattle Seahawks in 2020? And do you think they addressed those issues in the draft?
So the major issues I think they faced was a healthy O line and a run game that stayed healthy. They
Mhm.
both Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf held their own. Their tight ends, they do as much as asked of them. Russ does a lot for that team. So
Mhm.
I think in the draft, they were able to pick up some key components. Adding Dwayne Eskridge, I think, is a great pickup for them in the
Mhm.
slot position. And then they also got some reinforcements on the O line. So I think right now they're in a good place. I like to see that defense a little bit better. But other than that, yeah, I think they did pretty well this offseason and draft.
Yeah, that defense is to me isn't the same. I think everyone will agree that it's not what it used to be.
Yeah.
Uh, to me, I think the one of the major issues is the defense. So, Dave, what are your thoughts
I mean,
on
they got help on the
Seattle?
they got help on the defensive line, right? They got it
Uh,
this year, and then they got help on the offensive line too. So their running game is gonna be good. I think the Seattle Seahawks is still gonna be on top. I mean, it's our job to take them down, and hopefully a healthy Niners team this year will be able to do so. But in all honesty, in my opinion, the Seahawks is looking strong like they did last year.
Yeah, I agree with that. The key was to improve on defense, and
Right.
the running backs this past season, were hurt. Chris Carson was out
Yeah.
at times. Carlos Hyde was out. Of course, Penny was out for the whole season.
Right.
Carlos Hyde has since moved on to the Jaguars, so they no longer have him. So it's gonna be Carson and Penny. Question is, can they stay healthy? I don't know. They haven't proved they can, but we'll see this season. Defense, not as good as it used to be in the past.
Right.
They were ranked 15th this season, which is more. It's higher than what I expected. I thought they would be well in the 20s, close to 30, because at the
Yeah.
times when we would watch them play, it just didn't look great. But when you
And
got Russell
it's a shame
Wilson,
because they
they
always
were
known
great.
as a defensive team, but now their defense is lacking a little bit.
mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with you on that.
But
And when you got a guy like Russell Wilson, you have a chance.
right, of
You
course.
always have a chance.
Yeah.
MVP, you have a chance. So let's talk about the draft. What grade do you give Seattle in the 2021 draft, Quentin?
Uh, they didn't have much to work with. Only three picks. What
Mm-hmm.
they did, guys, they were efficient in those picks. So I will give them an A. You got the slot receiver you needed. Pick up a cornerback as well as, like I said, you improved on the O line. So I think you attacked everything that you needed to. It's just that you
Mm-hmm.
to work with. So I'll still give them an A for that.
I agree with you on that one. I was surprised when they were picking that they drafted wide receiver. I figured they would go O line immediately,
Right.
considering,
That's what I thought.
yeah,
I thought they were
considering the
definitely going to
issues.
go with the offensive line
Hmm.
in their first
Yeah,
pick.
yeah, considering the issues they had throughout the season, with Wilson being sacked over 40 times. And you got to think that what's been going on over the last few months. Seattle and Wilson have been, clashing. And one of the things he mentioned is the offensive line. So I figured jumping into the draft, wide receiver was a priority, but not as much as protecting your franchise quarterback.
Right.
I mean, some of those sacks are on Wilson because he's scrambling trying to make something happen, but most of those sacks are
No,
due
no.
to the offensive line not being good. So, Dave, what grade do you give them in this draft?
I mean, I agree with you. I'll give them a B because of that alone. Like I feel like that should have been their first priority was going with offensive lineman.
Hmm.
But I mean, they decided to go with a wide receiver, obviously to help Wilson. But I feel like offensive lineman probably would have helped them more in his case. Even though
Yeah,
they got somebody in the offseason though, right? They picked somebody up in the
they
off.
made some moves in the offseason. I will say that they did address offensive line. They only had 3 picks in the draft, like Quentin said. So you really had to really do your research and just pick who you thought was the best available player on your board. I felt like there were better offensive linemen in the second round, and they could have waited on wide receiver because that was a deep class.
But they could
This
have
what
traded
the
down.
wide receiver they drafted. He's actually 24, so that he's on the older end. So what is his ceiling being 24? You know, I thought they should have just went offensive line. I'm giving them a D in this draft because although they did with their last pick in the 6th round address the offensive line, I felt like that was a top priority. I do like the cornerback they drafted in the 4th round, so let's see what he can do.
I
At
don't
the end of the day, you have to protect your quarterback because all it takes is one hit and then your season is pretty much over because do you really think your backup is going to perform and produce at the level of Russell Wilson?
right.
Most likely not. Most likely not.
I don't like giving a team a D until I see what the players are on the field. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I mean, that's just me. But I can understand what you're saying. Yeah, with the D.
Yeah. Well, we will see. I do feel like they made some key acquisitions during the off season. You know, tight end. When you're a tight end, when you're playing with Russell Wilson, you're gonna uh, you're gonna get the ball. So they signed Gerald Everett from the Rams. So I think he's going to be a solid ad. Um, I think he's going to have a really good season. He's in a location where he should be the number one tight end, in my opinion.
Right.
And I have him as a sleeper in fantasy. So if anyone plays fantasy football, take notes. That's a
She had
sleeper
all the
tight
sleepers
end.
on her team, bro.
And he's a sleeper, guys. So,
She
you
has every
know,
sleeper on her team.
I was drafted in a league and they just let him sit there and they were drafting all around him. They even drafted tight ends that to me I don't feel are going to play or produce, and so I just picked him up in the draft. I'm like, okay, let's
Like,
see. I think he's going to be solid in dynasty, and then just in the season, he's going to help Russell Wilson tremendously. They lost Hollister, which he was solid, but I feel like Everett's ceiling is higher. Put that down there. Don't be stay in place. All right, so Seattle Seahawks will improve their record from 2020 to 2021 if they, what do you think, Quinn?
I believe they will improve. Well, they gotta stay healthy. One
Mm-hmm.
in their running back situation, and if that's good, I think they definitely gonna improve with their running game, and I I think they have a chance to have a better record than 2020.
Good, good. Well said. Quinn, what about you? What you think?
Yeah, I'll say running game. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
running game defense for me. I need the defense to go ahead and step up. Because
Mm-hmm.
a lot to deal with in the NFC West, so you got to hold your own.
Yeah, that's a deep division. I feel like Chris Carson is underrated. He has been solid when he
Mhm.
has played. He has performed well, but you know, We'll have to see. Hopefully he stays healthy. I'm in agreement with the health situation, and that's probably key for any team. Health is wealth. Health is very important. I don't think we're going to see as many injuries as we did last season. I think some of that had to do with they just jumped right into the season or preseason or anything. This season, they're going to be able to go through their normal process, and they have one extra game, which I'm excited about. So, to me, health, defense, and they have to protect Russell Wilson. You have
Right.
to protect your franchise.
Yep. I
All
agree.
right. So let's jump right into the Los Angeles Rams. They had a 10-6 record in the 20 during the 2020 season. They made a huge trade.
Yeah, Stanford's been.
A huge
I think it's
trade.
actually
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
don't
good.
think anyone was expecting, but I honestly feel like Matthew Stafford is better than Goff. So
Yeah.
the trade was two first, one in 2022, one in 2023 for Jared Goff, and a third in this year, which they used. So they feel like this is their guy, which is why they gave up not one, but two first.
So, yep.
So Dave, we're going to start with you. What was the major issue with the Rams during the 2020 season? And do you think they addressed those issues in the draft?
Yeah, I think they definitely did. I don't like golf too much.
I think a lot of
And
people
I'm
do.
not a big Stanford guy, but I think Matthew Stanford's gonna be better with the Rams than with the weapons he's gonna have with them than
Hmm.
he does with Detroit. So I see them. I think that's an upgrade, and I think they this is why it's gonna be a tough division now.
Hmm.
Oh man, I just
It's
can't
going to
wait.
be tough. And you got to think of the defense too. So what about you, Quentin? What do you think?
Definitely the same. Like golf was terrible. Um, thing with the Rams,
Why y'all picking on golf?
I love them. They had Ty Gurley. They had the run game established. Right now,
Hmm.
I don't know what they're doing. I keep hearing Cam Akers is that back. I don't know yet. But their wide receiver core is legit, and the defense it stays pretty much top 10. So yeah, I think they're gonna be tough to handle in the NFC West.
Hmm. They had the number one defense during the 2020 season. That defense was solid.
Hmm.
They unfortunately didn't have the number one offense, and then you didn't have the number one quarterback. Yeah, Goff, he didn't play well. The run game was inconsistent at times. Sometimes it was Cam, then it was Henderson, then it was Brown. Finally, they decided it's Cam. He showed out when he was able to get the opportunity, and it was more than just here. He got this much, you got that much. Here, let's put you in for several series and let you do what you know how to do. That's why we drafted you. And it's worked out. A lot of people were high on him. I think he's going to have a solid season because one, you have a better quarterback. So I think he's going to improve on the 2020 season. So, what grade are you giving him for the draft, Dave?
For me?
Hmm.
Oh,
Wake up over there. Where you at?
I'm sorry. Listen to you talk. The Rams. I also give the Rams a B. I feel like they address a lot of the issues.
Dave only do B's. He ain't. You want to see everybody gonna get a B,
Hey,
except for the Niners. I'm sure he's gonna give them an A
yeah,
plus plus plus.
Oh yeah, we get an A+ for that pick.
So, Quentin, what are your thoughts? What grade do you give Rams?
the Rams had a lot of picks, and I think they did a great job at what they chose to select. So I know you talked about Everett being a sleeper with Seattle.
Hmm.
Like he was the same to me as OJ Howard or Evan Ingram with the Rams. So I want to see also what he does. But the thing that I think the Rams are lacking was tight end play. They don't have a solid tight end, and they did not address that in the draft. So I want to take note of that. Maybe we see another offseason acquisition uh,
Hmm.
the season starting, but I think they need to address the tight end situation. Everything else, I feel like they beefed up the defense. You have uh, pretty much legitimate starters on any other team, but what looks like uh, excellent backups for their team. So yeah, I think they did okay, but I want to see them improve the tight end position.
I agree. Some people are high on Higby, and I think they're higher on him since Everett has left. Even though I don't think a lot of people know he's moved on because it wasn't like a big splash signing for Seattle. It was a low key.
Mhm.
Uh, I think that the defense took a hit, but I do feel like the defense will still be solid. I don't know if they'll be the top because they lost John
Well,
Johnson, who was solid, Malcolm Brown, which, I don't feel like that's gonna have a huge impact on the offense. They lost Everett, they lost Reynolds as well, which is why they ended up drafting was it Tutu?
yeah,
Tutu Atwell, which is why they drafted him,
and
which I didn't expect them to like draft him that high, like with in the second round when you uh last season you drafted a wide receiver.
mhm.
So I figured they would you know try to replace John Johnson because he was solid. Even though they lost a few key free agents, I still feel like that defense is going to be solid. I'm gonna give them a C for
Okay,
this draft because I just felt like the immediate need wasn't wide receiver, and this was a deep class for wide receivers.
yeah,
So they could have really addressed defense to me
and they
in the
picked up.
second round with their
No,
pick,
no,
considering they didn't considering they lost a lot of weapons on defense. But when you got my fave, when you got the best in the NFL, Aaron Donald, you have a chance. You don't need anybody because you got Aaron Donald. Woo!
Well,
You're good when you got Aaron Donald.
I want
That's
to
all I got to say.
I want to as the job Wade Phillips has done. They have been a legitimate defense
Hmm.
for a long time
Yeah.
before Ramsey got there, before Clay Matthews got there. Wade Phillips has done a
Hmm.
phenomenal job, and I think that's why they don't consider the tight end position a bigger need than what they need because they have great coaching to make their players that they have perform to do the job that they need them to do. So
Hmm.
they haven't made that transition yet, but I mean, hands down, like Wade Phillips has them coached well. So I
Yeah. He's done a tremendous job with them. And when you think that you don't have picks in the first round for multiple years, like first round picks is nothing to them. They're like, hey, here
right,
you go. They just throwing them away.
right.
However, they drafted well
Mm-hmm.
and they've maximized on cap, cap space in free agency, limited cap space, but they've been able to do what they needed to do to sign players to replace players who they lost in free agency. Very good defense. I still feel like the defense is going to be solid. We'll have to see what the players do that they drafted. Again, the wide receiver to me wasn't immediate need because it wasn't like Josh Reynolds was lighting it up, so they lost him. He wasn't really like he didn't really step up in replacement of Cook. So but then I don't think anyone was expecting him to.
No.
I do feel like, and this is for anybody who play fantasy, I feel like with Stafford, those two wide receivers are going to show out. And I know people say, "Oh, you love your Rams wide receivers." They're gonna have really good bounce back seasons, even though they were solid last year. I feel like Cooper Cup is going to be back to 1,000 receiving yards and obviously more. And his
that's why
fantasy production is going to go up, and as
that,
well as Woods, it's going to go up.
that's
The
why you asked
whole
so much
Matt
for the cup.
Yeah, I haven't asked for a lot, but hey, give me what I asked for. We got a deal. I do feel like trading for Stafford is going to help all of the players on offense. Maybe they'll start utilizing the tight end more. Higby, I'm gonna have him as a sleeper, deep sleeper. But I feel like Everett is going to have a better season than him because I feel like Seattle needed a tight end because they lost 2, and then you have he have so many knee issues and so many injuries that I feel like this is going to be a breakout season for Everett. And everybody, you need to pick him up if you can. That's all
So
I got to say.
I have a question.
Hmm? Hmm.
I have a question. So if you have Matthew Stafford throwing at least 4,500 yards with the
Hmm.
Rams, how do you not have Robert Woods, Cooper Cup at 1,200 at least a piece in that offense?
It's possible because they're going to throw the ball.
Yeah,
I feel like the passing game to me, I trust that more still than the run game because I've seen more of Matthew Stafford. I've seen him throw the ball for over 4,000 yards
right,
with no weapons. So I feel like those two are players to target. I
right.
know people always, like my brother, he always say, Robert Woods, he's trash. People always tease me about Cooper Cup. Well, watch this season.
Yeah.
You'll
Bo,
see.
are
You're
we?
gonna see.
Is there
You're
an
gonna see.
MVP out of the Rams? Well,
Huh?
I said, is there MVP coming out of the Rams?
Now I wouldn't. I don't think so. I don't see
Okay.
that unless it's my boy Aaron Donald. You'll also notice that I'm a huge fan of Aaron Donald. Anybody, if you think defense, Aaron Donald is one of my faves. Just look at what happened to the Rams once he got hurt in the playoffs, and he really couldn't play that game. He was in there, but he didn't play much. Look
Hmm.
what happened. Look how that defense looked without him.
Hmm.
So the Rams may take the division this year because now they have the quarterback that they've been searching for. When you give up multiple firsts, that means you feel like you have your guy to take you to the next level and win that Super Bowl. They made it to the Super Bowl, but kind of like with Jimmy G with the 49ers, you couldn't execute this particular play to get you over the hump.
Right.
They had so many opportunities, but Goff just he couldn't seal the deal. But we must admit that it wasn't only Goff who helped them get to that Super Bowl. It was the defense, and then it was them running Todd Gurley into the ground because
Yeah.
he hasn't been the same since that season. Ran him into the ground.
So you think the Rams have the best chance of winning the division?
They do because to me that's a complete team, but they're not the only complete team in the division.
Oh,
They're not the only complete team in the division. There's more. This is probably we said it earlier. This is definitely the best division
yeah.
and one of the best divisions in football, not only just in the NFC. We're gonna say
Yeah.
in football. It's really good. All right, y'all. So let's talk about Arizona. We're gonna start with Quinton over there. So Quinton,
So
what
yeah.
was your major issue with the Cardinals in 2020? And do you think they addressed those issues in the draft?
So I'm impressed with the Cardinals. The major
Mm-hmm.
issues they've addressed every single one of them through off season as
Mm-hmm.
well as the draft. They are no longer the little brothers of the NFC, and I'm glad to see it. I was telling Dave before we started. I remember when it was Jim Harbaugh with San Francisco and
Mm-hmm.
Seattle with the Legion of Boom, and they were going back and forth. And it seems like Arizona was always like the little brother. So I think now you've added AJ Green to the outside. You still have Christian Kirk at the slot. You added Randall Moore out of Purdue. He's another slot receiver, and then you still got
Mm-hmm.
D Hop. The only question that I have is the running back situation. It's still kind of up in the air with what they have, but
You think it's a problem, running back situation?
as far as everything else, though, Zayvon Collins is a monster. I can't wait to see him play.
I know how you feel about that pick.
Oh,
Yeah,
Zayvon,
you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll be tremendous.
Mhm.
But yeah, I like where Arizona is at. I want to see JJ Watt make it through the entire season healthy, and
Me
I
too.
Arizona.
Good dude. Good dude. I really wish he can make it through a whole season. Yeah.
Yeah, he signed with them, right? JJ Watt.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
JJ Watt, AJ Green.
You're green, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
My thoughts on Kirk, I think that Moore is going to end up taking his spot. Like you've had several seasons to prove yourself. That's why to me they drafted him
mhm.
because he's Kirk is inconsistent. He showed some flashes last year, but not enough.
Talking about the Collins draft.
Yeah, the NFL 2021 draft.
Yeah, they
Moore
drafted
is
a
gonna
linebacker.
be Moore is gonna be solid, and you got to think like as AJ Green is on a 1 year deal, and so I when you got Kyler Murray and you got Mabaway Hopkins,
Yeah.
yeah, I just would say that I need to see more consistency. They were just a bit inconsistent for me on both sides of the ball. If they can be consistent, maybe they won't be at the bottom of that division.
Yeah,
But it's so competitive that you may have a winning record and you be in fourth place in that division. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is out there in that NFC West. So,
they
Dave, what are your thoughts? Oh,
Yeah,
Quinn.
I think they had a good draft. They addressed their defense.
yeah,
That's mostly what they did. They got the linebacker. They got a couple of cornerbacks. They got a couple of linebackers.
And they lost Peterson.
You
Their
know,
defense
yeah,
has improved over the seasons. Like I thought that their defense would be ranked in the 20s, but they're actually 13th, which is solid. But
right.
you gotta improve. You just
mhm.
have to. Can they improve? I think they can. Kyler Murray is really solid, and if you have him in fantasy football, you don't trade him away. But I'm throwing shots tonight. I'm throwing shots. Not. So let's talk a little bit more about the Cardinals. What kind of impact do you think, if any, AJ Green and JJ Watts will have on the Cardinals? Do you think they're gonna have an impact?
I mean, my opinion is the good thing about it is they're gonna bring a lot of experience to all those rookies that they bringing in. So that's a good thing.
Mhm.
Especially on
And
defense.
they stay healthy. They definitely gonna make an impact.
Yeah,
So I got a question for you guys. We're gonna start with Quentin. So last draft they drafted Isaiah Simmons. So this draft they drafted Xavier Collins.
Collins, yeah.
What's the issue with that? Because they're both linebackers.
uh, so I heard, well, just reading it up. So they
Mhm.
were actually drafting Isaiah Simmons and Collins. I'm not sure who was the linebacker there before, but he's on his way out. So they're
Mhm.
into a youth movement in Arizona, which
Which is good.
can can definitely get with. Zayvon Collins will be the Mike, and then you'll still have Isaiah Simmons. But what I do like is the fact that they added JJ Watt to be the veteran presence on the defense. Uh,
Hmm.
Peterson, like you mentioned, but you still have Buda Baker as well. But to give that defensive line that leader that it needs, and then you have Zayvon Collins who can call plays, but I
Hmm.
want him to have that veteran there to be like, hey, let's do it this way, and he learns from that. And I'm high on Zayvon Collins. I feel like he's the Bobby Wagner for the Cardinals defense.
And,
So I want to see it go. I want to see it play out.
that's an honor to
Yeah,
be compared to him. I gave them a B in the draft. I thought they did a solid job with drafting Collins. I know you wanted your Cowboys to draft him.
yeah.
I like the Rondell Moore move. I know some people say, "Oh, it's too many weapons out there." It's Hopkins, and then AJ Green. I think he'll be solid, but I mean, I don't feel like AJ Green is going to be the AJ Green when he first, came to the NFL for the Bengals. I don't feel like he's at that stage. Um, at
I
some
don't
point.
think they expecting that either. I think
He
I
doesn't.
don't think they expecting that either. You know.
He doesn't.
Yeah, which is why I'm saying that they drafted more because young. This is another weapon to that you have with Hopkins because I don't feel like Kirk is that guy. Like he's just too inconsistent. And to touch up on the running back situation, Quinton, Connor, it's not your job, okay? Edmonds is going to have a solid season. So if you can get Edmonds, if you can get Chase Edmonds, pick him up. Pick him up, pick him up, pick him up. Chase Edmonds. It's not Connors. No. If he was that guy, the Steelers would have re-signed him. But hell, when you got Najee Harris and sitting there around the board, you gotta go pick up Harris.
Yeah.
Connor, it's not gonna be his job. It's Edmonds' job.
Okay.
So don't try to holler at me for no trades because I'm not trading it. I know you the king of sending out 8 trades per day. Don't do it. Don't do it. I got one hand, but I will, don't do it. We're not doing it.
I'm glad we're talking about the Cardinals. I do have DeAndre Hopkins up for trade. I'm for DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins.
D-Hop.
Yeah. I don't know why. He's one of my favorite players in the NFL. I don't have many, but it seems like I have several, but I really don't. He's just really good. He's just consistent. He's just solid.
Yeah.
I don't have him on any of my teams in fantasy, which is strange. But don't try to send me no trade offers, and them trade offers be terrible.
Which is why I like
not with it.
I
ain't hearing you. I'm not hearing you. You see this hand waving means don't do it. I'm good. I'm good with my team. You know what I think they also should address? Tight end. They lost Dan Arnold. Not saying he was just the greatest thing, but he was still solid. That's been the issue for them for several seasons, having that tight end. I don't feel like they addressed a tight end position in the draft, and there were some solid tight ends available later on in the draft, but maybe that's not important to them because when you got Hopkins, you got AJ Green, who's still probably going to be solid. Kurt, hopefully he'll be consistent, and when you have someone like Moore. But then we got to say, Dan Arnold, how many solid seasons has he had? Some of that was Murray.
Right.
My opinion. So let's jump right into
Save the best for last.
No, we don't want to talk about this team. We got the 49ers. We got the 49ers. We have Dave's team, the 49ers. Okay, so the 49ers were, I don't know about this record in 2020. The 49ers were 6-10 on the 2020 season. Several injuries pretty much derailed their season and their hopes of returning to the Super Bowl, obviously.
Talk about it, kid.
So many injuries. So Dave, since you already hyped up about talking about your squad, what was the major issue with the 49ers during the 2020 season, and do you feel they've addressed those issues in the draft?
Well, you just said it. Our main issue was injury. So if we come back healthy, I don't mind if Garoppolo decides to stay hurt. That's fine. Start fresh.
You're about to go find him and just trip him. ACL? No. Come on now. Let your boy live.
Nah, but I'm telling you, we stay healthy this year. I see us winning the division. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Quinton, what are your thoughts? What was the biggest issue with the Niners during the 2020 season, and you think they've addressed those issues?
My thoughts is that Dave was over there drinking whatever you got. Wait, I don't see it. Trey Lance is not ready. Oh, we talking about last season.
No, I'm talking about this year. I mean, we healthy, even if we got the bum behind the wheel. I think we still got to get the division.
He done called him a bum. Sheesh.
Trash. Trash.
Offensive lineman.
Sorry?
Didn't y'all lose your offensive lineman?
Who?
Patriots?
To the Patriots, you said?
Yeah,
We did?
yeah. I thought y'all lost an offensive lineman to the Patriots.
We might have.
Yeah.
Y'all lost Breida, which that's fine.
Y'all, I mean,
Kendrick Bourne. Yep. Y'all lost a few weapons, but y'all
y'all,
still y'all drafted a running back or two.
yeah, it's so weird. Like,
And then y'all got like 8 running backs on the team.
what is most like? Who is like? What do y'all believe in most start? Because like, I'm confused as to why we should believe in most start if y'all picked up Trey Sermon. I don't know what y'all doing. I'm like
Uh-huh.
legitimately confused.
I mean, as long as we got a
Also,
backup for the idiot when he goes down,
y'all said
I
what?
feel like our team is together already.
I feel like y'all
I
have a
think we come
solid
back healthy, we're
team.
gonna be all right.
I feel like y'all have a solid team, but I'm the type
Yeah,
of
a lot of
person
people
that I
said
have
that.
to see more than just one season. So you
Yeah, a
gave
lot of
this
people
running
said
back
that
a
in 2019.
contract. Huh?
A lot of people said that in 2018 when we went to the Super Bowl.
Hey,
Okay, but y'all ain't been in the Super Bowl since.
They said we had a solid team, right? And the solid team ended up going to the Super Bowl.
so
Okay.
so
My whole go on, Quentin.
I think y'all have a nice stadium. I think
It's better than Candlestick Park, right? Yeah.
yeah, I think that's what y'all got
Cute.
for y'all, bro. Because when I
Solid.
see it, I can't make it make sense right now.
Okay.
Who are y'all wide receivers?
They got Debo.
Oh,
I,
yeah, kid.
Debo and Ayuk. I'm high on him. I'm higher on him than Debo. I mean, Debo injuries killed his season last year. Pretty much like Dave was saying too. Injuries killed the season. Even though I still don't feel like either one of them are number ones in my
Y'all go
opinion.
try and trade for Julio. Y'all better
But
try and
I
get
would do that if I was them.
because y'all ain't got nothing, sir. I'm sorry.
Oh, y'all got Kittles is y'all guy. Is Kittles is the guy. But Ayuk, I really like his game. I think he's gonna have a solid season. Big key is even though okay, so Jimmy G has been okay at times, but if he's hurt, is Trey Lance ready
I don't think
to
he's
just
ready.
start?
I don't think he's ready, but I'd rather just throw him into the world. That way he can learn now. That way
Hmm.
our future look good with him.
And this is the funny thing is because before the draft we talked about I'm gonna give them an A in the
But
draft
look,
just because you
but
took a
think
chance
about
to
it.
get your guy. You
Think
took a
about
chance to
it.
get your guy.
Right, but look at what was this guy ready from the Cowboys?
Who Dak?
Yeah, they threw him in there and look what he did.
You don't compare Dak to Trey Lance, sir.
I mean, these are not like I don't feel
Look,
like they're
I personally don't
comparable.
think Dak is that good.
What?
Hey,
Dak
we're
is
not
not
talking
that
about
good,
them Cowboys. We're not doing the Cowboys.
bro.
We know none of us really feel the Cowboys, but I will say Dak is
I think
probably
Romo would have been better.
better. Huh?
I think Romo would have had a better chance.
If he had a better chance, he would have won with the time he was given. I'm gonna say that Dak has done more without a solid defense. Let's just say Dak is probably better than what we all expected him to be. Now, Trey Lance, this is a different type of player. Y'all moved up in the draft thinking that he's the next
Y'all must
Mahomes.
fail.
Y'all moved up. Y'all gave away assets thinking he's the next Mahomes. So, and let's just be real. Let's be honest, Dave. You wasn't checking for Trey Lance in this draft.
No,
Exactly. You was talking about Wilson.
Wilson, right?
I think you need to be a Jets fan. All along, I've been hyped up on Trey Lance. I'm like, Trey Lance, Trey Lance, Trey Lance. And then I joked around and said, well, I hope y'all draft Mac Jones. But I really wanted him to go to a team with that offensive minded coach, which is good. I'm going to give them an A on the draft only because you got your guy. Well, you think you got your guy.
Yeah, we got
And
a guy.
that is the most important thing. If you got your guy at quarterback, you got a chance because then you can build around him. Because you see,
He
if you
remind me
got your guy and he is your guy, he's going to make that throw that Jimmy G could not make.
he remind me of Steve Young. Yeah,
Oh,
Trey Lance.
He don't even like Trey Lance. He's just trying to be on the bandwagon now because he's on his team. He was all on, oh, it's Wilson. It's Wilson for me. It's Wilson.
I was happy with Lance.
You should be, because I think his ceiling is extremely high and he's very talented. Now we just got to see if we're all right.
I see a lot.
Y'all gave up a lot.
I see a lot of Steve Young in him. I like it.
Where?
Yeah.
Quinton, like, will you put your glasses on? I can't see him. Like, where you see that at? I don't see that. Let me lend you my glasses.
No.
Quinton. He's just thinking he's the guy.
Serious. Like y'all can't be serious about.
So are you not high on Lance, Quinton?
I'm not seeing how we don't like. We saw what happened. So you had Carson Wentz come from the same school with playing the same competition, and you think that Trey Lance is going to show you something different than what Carson Wentz was?
Well, I mean, Carson Wentz was solid, but let's be real. Last season, that offensive line was terrible. The man was sacked 50 times. That's a lot. And you figure he didn't even play 10 games. That's terrible.
On the side note, you have Carson Wentz in our fantasy league?
Huh?
Buddy.
Trying to make a trade with
you. I'm gonna tell you something, kid. He's talking his trash. You gotta send me a trade, try to get Trevor Lawrence.
I'm trying.
Not surprised. Not surprised. Quinton is trying to get Watson for a bag of peanuts. Come on now.
I would.
99 cents store peanuts too.
He's not gonna play next season. I shouldn't have to pay a premium for somebody who's not gonna.
And that's why you should have drafted him, because he's gonna stay on my team, and that's just what it is. Okay.
All right.
All right. Mm-hmm.
I don't see it. Y'all, maybe I'm dumb.
You can be done. You know, I understand you're not dumb. You're good. I don't want to say that. I want to see what Wentz can do with the Colts, because they have talent. The offensive line is solid. Let's see what he can do. Yeah. That offensive line was terrible.
He's gonna make noise over there. Watch.
Yeah,
let's see. Because he did have that MVP type season, which he looked like he was the franchise quarterback, and then it just went downhill. It just went downhill. Happens. Yep. That's why when you get in a position to be in a Super Bowl, you win. You don't pull a Falcons. You don't pull it. You don't pull one of those.
That's a fact.
Because you never know if you're gonna ever get back.
Yep.
What have the Falcons looked like since they coughed up that Super Bowl? Mm-hmm. Trash, right? They haven't looked good at all. So they look really bad. All right, y'all. So let's jump right into this fun topic. We are going to talk about the quarterbacks. Let's rate the quarterbacks in the NFC West. Quinton is on you.
So I got Russ, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Matthew Stafford, and Jimmy Garoppolo. Last trade.
You know, that's exactly how
I won't even put Jimmy in there. Just keep Lance as the.
Well, he's not starting, so we can't even do that. We got to go with the starter. Supposedly, Jimmy G is y'all guy week 1.
Well, the only thing I disagree with him is I will flip flop Wilson and Murray.
Okay.
I think Murray's ready to take that one spot. But yeah, that his list is right on point.
Solid list. I'm in agreement. We are all in agreement that currently the 49ers have the worst quarterback in the NFC West until the young stud gets in there and he.
Right, the young stud gets in there, starts learning his ropes. And then we got Steve Young back, and we have the best.
Or Wilson, because you wanted Zach Wilson. So I'm gonna keep giving him a hard time because he just no. I don't want Lance. I want Wilson. Thank me. Thank Waiver Wire Queen, because this was the right move.
She put it in the air and it happened. I give you
If
that.
y'all would have, I don't think y'all should have drafted Mac Jones. I can't even talk trash about Mac Jones. I done drafted him in my fantasy league, so I gotta just be like speaking it out that he's gonna be the best. I had a hope for the best. I'm hoping for the best. Can't talk bad about Mac. Nobody's allowed to talk bad about Mac Jones. Okay.
Trying to tell the world that Mac Jones was better than Justin Fields. And
somebody tried to.
Who said that?
What y'all mean?
He's
Y'all
not better than Justin Fields.
was talking about y'all was gonna trade up to get Mac Jones, and then y'all still traded up and got Trey Lance, and y'all still trying to tell us
Bro,
Fields was worse.
Nobody was targeting no Mac Jones, man.
Nobody.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Smart move because I don't know if he's going to be good or not. I'm hoping for the best. I don't want to see anybody fail, but that Trey Lance, if you have the next Mahomes, and that's with the defense that y'all have. If y'all add some more pieces to offense, maybe you'll have the best record.
Maybe it's this year.
I don't know about all that. You still got Jimmy G throwing the ball.
Get a wide receiver.
Yes, get a wide receiver. All right, y'all. So let's give our predictions, the records for the NFC West. Dave, what are your predictions record-wise for each team?
All right, so I'm a be a realist here, right? I see the Cardinals winning it. Probably with I don't know, maybe like a 11-5 or.
Remember, they got 17 games now.
Oh, there's 17 games now?
Yep.
When they change that?
This past season.
Oh, shit. All right, that's good. More football. I take that. So, yeah, maybe like 11-6, 12-5 record. I see St. Louis taking it. But with everybody fighting for it, like I said, it's going to be a tough division.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I see St. Louis. I see St. Louis taking it.
Huh?
Quinton?
You said you saw St. Louis taking it?
Yeah.
Oh, the Rams. Oh.
Yeah, Los Angeles.
Huh.
They done moved up on us. They moved up on up out of St. Louis. When?
I got the Cardinals taking it. I see them winning games. And I think it'll be the order. Seahawks and the Rams. I think the Rams need to unison. I think that'll take this year. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Arizona, Seattle, and the Rams.
What do you got, Kia?
I have Rams 12-5, the Niners at 11-6, Seattle 10-7, and I got
what's sad is that the second best NFL team is probably gonna come out the West, and they're not gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah,
that's sad.
It's unfortunate. They all should have been in the same division. That's your division. It is what it is.
Does that not count?
And we can't. There's nothing they can do unless they do something like the NFL. I mean, the NBA, and do a play-in tournament.
Yeah.
One game, and I just think the teams with the best record should be in. But it's a division thing. So, and I'm not gonna say that just because my division is under 500, we don't deserve to be there. We have a division, and that's just what it is.
You see the bum ass Giants win with a losing record, I'll be mad.
Don't be a hater all your life, that division is going to be improved this season. Every one of those teams, trust and believe, they made smart moves this offseason. So we're going to see some improvement. Thank the Lord, because I couldn't take another losing season under 500. But
we'll see.
We will see. So, Quinton, what are your final thoughts on the NFC West?
I think it's a solid division. Overall, it'll be a hard-fought battle, but I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals as the leader of the division.
Awesome. Dave, what's your final thoughts on the NFC?
Yeah, I agree with Quinton. I think it's going to be a very hard-fought division, but I do see the Rams winning it. Close, might even come down to the wire. But, I do see the Rams winning it. I'm praying my Niners stay healthy and is in the dogfight. All I want is a competitive year. Like, if we can stay in it and we'll have a chance, I'll be happy.
I hear that. And the Waiver Wire Queen is going to say that this is going to be the most competitive division. Again, Niners weren't as competitive because of injuries, but they're going to be past that. It's going to be a competitive division. I'm going to have the Rams coming out of this division because they got their guy. Everyone is going to improve on the season, including Arizona. I feel like they are making strides and moving in the right direction. Just not there yet because you got top dogs. You got to take a top dog down at some point in time. So they're going to have to rise up to the occasion and beat Seattle.
And beat.
Yeah. Beat the Rams, beat the Niners in order to be that team, the leader of the division. They're moving in the right direction. You have a solid young quarterback. It may be the year. Yeah, it may be the year. But until then, I'm gonna go with the Rams because now you're adding a consistent quarterback along with that solid defense.
Dangerous
And
offense.
that's important. Think about the Bears. If they can add a solid quarterback that's consistent, probably would have been made it to a Super Bowl already by now with that defense. But now you got to realize the defense is not the same from when when Mitch was first there. So that may happen with the Niners, right? You better hope you got your guy. But all right, y'all let us know what you think. Who do you think is going to win the NFC West this season? And who do you have rated as the top quarterback? And let us know who's your top quarterback out of all four. Rank them 1 to 4. And also, is Trey Lance going to be a franchise quarterback for the 49ers? Y'all leave some comments. We respond to all the comments. Hit the like button to make the YouTube algorithm go crazy. Share and hit that subscribe button for more on sports. Check me out on Facebook, IG, Twitter, and TikTok, guys. I'm a sister on TikTok now. Waiver Wire Queen. Y'all have a great evening. Peace.